Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. Starting a couple minutes early, but I realized I was just sitting here doing nothing but staring at my OBS and laptop and chat and stuff. So I was like, well, might as well just get started. So let's get started. I hope everybody's having a good evening. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually a little had a kind of a rough week.
Hi everybody.
Gotta be able to do that better. Lisa, Steve, hi, how are you doing? Let's go over to the chats, make sure those are up. Open browser. 5 in there, sweet. All right, so today we're going to do some designing, or I'm going to do some designing in studio. I picked a I just went down the list of stuff that I've got to do, and the next one was a Hapan starfighter, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of it. Hapan Miy'til starfighter. So it's from kind of the Legends era stuff in the future of, like, immediately after, I believe, Return of the Jedi. No. Yes. No, maybe. I forget where the story lies, but it's the Yuzong Vong stuff. There's a group called the Hapan Consortium, and they have a lot of ships, and they have a big navy, and they're instrumental in helping the Republic fight the Yuzong Vong. So that's what we're doing tonight. Beer of choice tonight is Prickly Pear. That's what we're drinking. And then I'm going to try this. It's a shotgun spiked seltzer called Ranch Water, which somebody said the other day that that wasn't an appropriate or a good sounding a name, because it could either be, I mean, I'm guessing it's like you drink this while you're on the ranch, and not it's the stuff you skim off the top of ranch dressing. So either way, we're gonna get started. Before we do that, I'd like to show you kind of this mess that I've got going on. This is kind of what it looks like when I'm building microfighters. It goes, these are all sets that I've sorted. Ketchup water, what's up, Josh? By the way, Josh providing the graphics for the new branding that is Ben's Brick Designs. It's really fantastic. I appreciate that. Hot dog water, hot ham water. Ooh, and that tastes like bottle. So anyway, this is kind of what it looks like when I'm doing microfighter stuff. It ranges from having just a figure with a sticky note on it. So this will be the T6 shuttle, and I've got Clone Wars era Obi-Wan for my T6 shuttle. And I know people aren't fans of those Clone War figures. I love them. I love the big eyes and the expressive faces. I think they're great. 2, stuff that's pretty much built, right? But I had to make some exceptions for parts. Like those parts need to be gray, or there's other bits that I'm missing, but it's like 2 pieces away from being done. So I've got them all in a shoebox, ready to go, ready to be parted out. So for instance, this is one I just did. Just parted out an AT Hauler Microfighter. And I base them usually on the fact that I can get a figure. So I was able to get this figure. And I forget where I got the figure. I think I just bought it off Bricklink, along with some other sets. So this is Rio Durant from the AT Hauler set. So as soon as I got him, I was like, okay, now I can get all the pieces out that I have for this set. And whatever else, then I just buy off Bricklink. So that's a newer one. Some of the older ones that I haven't done yet are a Naboo starfighter, mostly because there's already a Naboo starfighter, but this was an older design. Somebody else put in a design for it a long time ago, so I reverse engineered that. So I still have the parts for it. I'd like to redo it because I like the way they did this. I think it's a lot nicer than the one that Lego put out. Here's one I'm waiting to get parts on. I'm very excited. It's the Fireball from Star Wars Resistance. And then, of course, I got the TIE Ace, or the TIE First Order TIE Fighter, and that comes with Kazuda. So you can do that figure now. Again, First Order Dreadnought. That's supposed to be Captain Candy. I forget what his name is. But I just put a first order officer in there. TIE Reaper, I thought I had all the parts for this one. And this has got a Death Trooper in it. This is the ship that basically drops off all the Death Troopers in Rogue One. I've got I'm going to get to that one last. The Radis. This has got General Leia in it. This is the ship that basically gets tracked during The Last Jedi. So it's got Rise of Skywalker, or Force Awakens Leia in it. It doesn't have the second Leia General in it, but I thought that'd be good enough. I also technically have the Profundity in here, which is what the Radis is named after, but it's just a figure. I haven't parted it out. Of course, there's Admiral Radis. So then there's the First Order TIE Fighter, right? Microfighter, and I was waiting to get the pilot for that, so now I've got the pilot for that. You can't really see him buried in there. This is a little loud. Hi, Claire. And I think that's it in terms of ones that are ready to go. The ones that I have figures for are Quad Jumper, Twilight with Anakin, Speeder Tank with Hondo, a Mandalorian fighter with a regular Mandalorian figure, nothing really crazy. Again, T-16 or T6 shuttle with Obi-Wan. I've got an Umbaran fighter with an Umbaran pilot in there. I've got a First Order officer that I had bagged up, and I don't remember what it's going to be for. Probably like a Paleon cruiser, or I guess not a Paleon cruiser, maybe just a regular First Order Star Destroyer, but that would be Admiral or General Hux. This one's going to go for like the this is a Resistance Trooper, so that'll go into the Resistance troop transport. Got a Sebulba for Sebulba's Pod Racer, which I'm working on the instructions for next. A new class shuttle, NU class shuttle, just a clone pilot. Jedi Interceptor, one of the Jedi Interceptors. There's so many of them. There's like, all right, so the thing with Jedi Interceptors is there are 3, I think, official models, maybe 4. And for each one, each Jedi has a custom Jedi fighter. So Ahsoka's got one, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Plo Koon. I'm trying to think of some other. Mace Windu probably. Yoda's even got one. But the only one I've seen Yoda fly is the little green one, not the long Delta 7 one. I don't think he had one of those. So anyway, this is one of like 6 of these interceptors that I'm going to do. This one, I think is, I forget the name of this one, but I bought it at Bricks and Minifigs up in Round Rock. Go check them out. Most of these I got from Creative Brick Builders, which is a friend of the Lug. But this one I got from there, and I don't remember who she was going to be. She's on an Old Republic set. It's not Bastilla Shan. I forget what her name is, but somebody will know. And then I've got Slave Leia / Hut Slayer Leia, depending on what you want to call it. That's going to be for the for Sail Barge. That's one that I reverse engineered off somebody's really, really nice design. An Edda class shuttle with Mace Windu. Yeah, Resurgent class Star Destroyer, which is General Hux. That's what the First Order Star Destroyers are. And then finally, the Star Scavenger with Rowan Freemaker. Can't see really in that bag. It's a weird bag. Anyway, so those are the sets that I'm going to start parting out, and I have the figures for, so now I can start parting them out. And again, once they're parted out, then I can order parts from Bricklink, and then I can put them all back together. And I have a bunch of other figures, but I don't know what I'm really using these for. Like I've got a AT-AT driver. It's just a Imperial pilot. Here's a AT-ST pilot, or AT-AP pilot. Another AT-AT driver. This is Commander Gree. Oh, it's just a clone war with sand markings. And then that's an actual AT-ST pilot. I think that's it. Oh, one more. Oh, and then another Ventress. I have 2 Ventresses. I think this one was worth a little more. This one's about 20 because it has the cloth cape skirt thing on it, so it was a little more than the other one that I have for the Genevex class fighter. So these guys will probably get put into some sets soon. It just really depends. Now also, I have one that I've already parted out, and I need to order the rest of the parts for, but there's one sticking point. Oh, we are not listening to this. No, thank you. And that figure is, of course, Jet 14. Jet 14 Starfighter. This is one that I've got parted out. The problem is the Jet 14 figure is like 40 bucks, I think. It's very hard to find, very hard to come by. I mean, it's not really. It's between 20 and 30 bucks. So you just have to want to spend $20 on a minifigure. That's all. But I come to find out, too, that there's a Jedi speeder or a Jedi speeder tank or something that is also a Jet 14, but it's a Jet 14 Stormtrooper. So it's, I don't know what the canonical entry for that is, but so that's this. So that's what I have to sort. I was going to show you guys real quick. I'm going to take the build camera off. Speaking of sorting, I was talking with another streamer about, so here's, you can't really see much, but this is my setup. I'm going to try to clean this a little bit. It's not a great webcam. So this is my setup. This is where I build. I just got those new shelving bits over there in the corner, right there, from a friend, and so I'm using those. And then these are just, regular Sterilite. And then I've got a bunch of Arco bins over there in a hutch. And those are all the instructions right there in those magazine holders. So these are all parted out as best I can. And then I've got 2, what are those, IKEA drawers. And each drawer has a little insert to hold trays of stuff. And then I've got a couple other, can't really see, but there's a couple other Sterilite or kind of plastic stacking, and then there's one right here that I use for plates and figs and stuff. So I've got, it's pretty granular, but then this also is, that's what I have to sort. I have to go through that, and that. So this was just kind of everything left over from the last time I was sorting, and new sets have just been dumped in there. That big box in the middle, that's all from the Capitol, and it's just extra stuff. So I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I'm sure I'm going to take a lot of it back to the lug and offer it up for like seed parts or something like that. And that box back there is a box that somebody just gave me at work. They're like, my son was really into Lego. He's not now. Why don't you take it, because I know you're into that. And I was like, well, thank you very much. So I'm going to try to get this back up here, although it doesn't really matter because I'm not building tonight. We are going to do this Starfighter. So let me move this a little closer so I can work on it. So from here on out, yeah, Claire, I'm just going to keep them separate and bring them every once in a while and just talk to Will or Lasso or whoever really wants to, because they're usually the ones who bring in the seed parts. So I can just say, hey, let's just use some Capital parts. I mean, they're tan and they're boring and whatever, but there's still a lot of them. Some of them are a little bit over-ordered, but I'm okay with hanging on to some of them because for whatever we over-ordered, I used a lot of my own pieces, so I'm like, that's okay. What's up, Mr. Hinkle? Kevin's in the house. So yeah, so this go-around, we're going to work on this fighter. This is a Miy'til starfighter. Hapan Miy'til starfighter. It's pretty basic, but I want to start fresh. I don't want to use anything from anyone else's designs, other than maybe the drawing. So let's start with just that. So it looks like it's got 3 thrusters, kind of a swoop wing. We're going to put the guy up in the front. This looks really basic. It looks like there's even an R2, like an astromech droid back there. I have done a Chiss Claw craft as well, and it's got that weird swoopy wing, so we can try doing that. Oh, and it looks like my Facebook is locked up. I don't know if that's just me or not. Of course, I have to mute it again, probably.
It looks.
Yeah. All right, so first things first, I don't know what a Hapan pilot looks like. I don't know that there's been any depictions. As far as I know, the Hapan Consortium are human. No, I don't mean Japan. So I'm just going to give it, yeah, I mean, it could just be something like this. I mean, who knows? That's actually a Rebel pilot, so I don't want to really do that. But let's just go with any kind of pilot. So I don't have a minifigure. I don't. Okay. So we start with legs. Legs, right. Leg. So this is going to be the boring part of the night. I'm glad everybody's tuned in. Hi, Paula. How you doing? One of these days I'm going to get Beth back in here to do a build, but she is busy. She got a second job working at a place, and just to earn a little bit of extra money for the wedding. And it would be great if I could figure out how to do the same. I don't really want to work a second job, but if it comes down to it, I'll go looking. I kind of wish the side hustle would be a full-time hustle, do some artwork or something. So let's do, this is generally pretty good. Yeah, let's just do that. I know it's supposed to be orange, but let's make it, what color? In the chat, what color should we make this pilot? Yeah, you know, Kevin, you of all people should know this. I did do commissions for a long time, but I think I just started getting burnt out on it. Dark red it is. I was doing robot portraits like I did for you. I was doing just kind of anything else that people were like, can you do this for my friend's birthday or something like that? And you know, I have a day job, so it was kind of a thing where I didn't have a ton of time to devote to it. But what time I did, I tried to crank in a little bit of art. Oh wait, that won't work. And Z, there we go. Apparently these can only rotate. Oh, because it's slightly bent on the side there. Yep. So yeah, I haven't really pushed the commission thing in a long time. I was thinking maybe of doing commissioned mocks for people, and I did one, and I got all excited thinking this is going to be a great thing to do, and then I realized that custom Lego models are expensive because you not only have to pay the person to do it, but you also have to pay for all the brick. You have to pay for all the material. It's like basically saying, yeah, paint this thing for me. Hard hand. Paint this thing for me, but here's also all the money you need to buy all your supplies. So it's not financially viable. And as much as I'd like to do it, I think I would have to be part of like a collective group that does that, and they can kind of get away with doing some other stuff as well. So, all right, so we're going to do mostly dark red because it doesn't really matter, because this figure is just going to be one that you're going to make up anyway. Dark red. And then I'm going to give it dark gray and dark gray. There we go. All right. Hi, Doc. How you doing? And thank you, Kevin. Yeah, Beth is busy being a bridezilla. If anybody is a bridezilla, it is not Beth. I'll tell you that much. I'm gonna move this up a little bit. Sorry. She is like whatever anti-bridezilla is. She's like bride hippie because she is just so late. I mean, she's got anxiety, and it's helping her plan ahead of time. So she wants to make sure it's all done. So it's very good that she's got it, but at the same time, she is not. She's in no way like a demanding or over aggressive person. So that's very good. I'm very happy about that. All right. Let's do. Yeah. So for those of you who haven't, who don't know, next week, a week from tomorrow, I'm going to be joining Kevin in the first annual or first monthly or first inaugural collaborative doodle stream. He does a thing every week or once a month, a doodle stream where on Friday he'll draw on his tablet and have people in the chat, and they'll, give him suggestions about stuff to draw. And so I will be joining him, and we will be doing not really collaborative drawings, but just drawing together. Maybe competing on whose drawings the best. Which I can guarantee you, people are gonna like Kevin's more. I love these helmets. These are great helmets. It needs to be dark right now, and I need a visor. Doodle Stream multiplayer. Oh, what is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't want that one. I want the small one. Ooh. I like that better. There we go. So, yeah, so join next week. If you go to Kevin Hinkle's page, Mr. Hinkle Draws, I think, or just look up Hinkle Doodle Stream on YouTube, and that's where it'll be. I think he's doing it on YouTube because he's using StreamYard to inject in it. I don't know if you can use Restream or what, but that's what he's doing. I'm sure he'll be using a tablet. I will just be getting a big piece of paper and using like pens and stuff like that because I don't have anything else. And I'm going to try to work on maybe a better webcam setup because that's really far away and you can't really see what I'm doing, so I might have it a little closer. Maybe Lego build a little stand for the thing to sit on. The only reason I don't like stands on this table is wobbly, and if I bump it, the whole camera kind of jokes around. All right, so we got our pilot. Let's remember to save because Jesus saves. This is a Miy'til Hapan starfighter. How do you spell that? I think it's Miy'til Hapan starfighter. Into downloads. All right. Rock on. So I've been trying to do a little better about visiting other people's streams, Mixer and Twitch and YouTube and stuff, just to say hi and watch a few minutes. Because I realize I'm all over the place pimping my stuff, and I realize I'm not kind of participating in everybody else's world. So trying to get back out there and, so people know who I am and I know who they are, and we can kind of build a community, so to speak. Art with the... Oh, that's entirely too big. With the... build the community. So this is going to have to be some sort of dedicated... It looks like I could almost use some Bionicle pieces if they were the right color. I know there's some wedge-shaped stuff in here that looks like that. And wouldn't that be a coup? Wouldn't that be a boon? I also need a bigger Mac. I'm borrowing Beth's, and man, this thing is small. It's a little MacBook Air. All right, yeah, I'll work on that next week. What I may end up doing is staying up Thursday night on this stream, building a webcam holder. The problem I have with like doing regular mock building is because all my stuff is over there, and this is like the production studio. This is where the lights are and the nice table, and this is where I would do drawing. This is where like I have pencils and watercolors and stuff. So I mean, I've done stuff over there, but it means I have to kind of move everything over, and it's kind of a pain in the butt, but it should be all right. I thought there was a Bionicle piece that looked almost exactly like that. I mean, this is a very, very small version, but something like that. Huh. Oh, I may be thinking of something like this. That would be pretty fun. Get 2 of those. Here's the problem. Oh, oops. Is my guess is it comes in some weird color. Yeah, yellow and orange. Yellow and bright orange, which can't really do that. So, and I don't want to necessarily hide because I hate doing that. I hate hiding things based on not being able to find the color. So. I don't know if that was the only piece. I'm pretty sure that there's others like it, but I don't want to waste time. All right, so let's just brick build it. So it's got a fun swoop. We're just going to start with some plates over here. Let's do a 4x4 plate. Maybe too big, but we'll give it a shot because it needs to have a little width right here. On both sides, so you can see what it looks like on both sides. And I think he's going to sit up a little bit farther. Oop. That's his middle, and we'll put those right about there, and they're going to be angled down from the top. I'm going to try to put this behind where I can. If that music gets too obnoxious, let me know, because I'm okay with it right now, but I realize that my taste in music is a little stupid. And it can be a turnoff to a lot of people, but so be it. I like it. But sometimes it's a little crap. So, wedge, plate. It's not really going to be able to do a curve in that unless I do like a noodle or a macaroni. I was able to blow somebody's mind the other day. I called these macaronis because that's what they're called. Macaroni. And I think they just didn't know, because, you know, you go through life not knowing what parts are and stuff. And thanks, Josh. And Glenn. Thanks, Glenn and Josh. And they were like, what was I just talking about? So when you're growing up and you're playing with Lego and you're just putting stuff together, you probably don't realize that certain things are called certain parts. For instance, I, for the longest time, thought that brackets were called, we would just call them arches for some reason, because they weren't the little brackets. They weren't like the little 2x2 plate brackets. They were the big 4x4 brackets. And we called them arches for some reason. And so when I was older and I started looking stuff up online for parts, I was like, well, I don't know what those arches are called. And then I looked it up, and it was not called arches. It was called something else. So can I get away with... These don't really go. They have to kind of go on. I mean, if they can go here, they can go here. There's just nothing supporting it. Oh, these stupid plates, I hate them. Because they don't line up. For some reason, They're always offset, these plates. Bump. Nope. Bump. Bump. Oh, it's such a small space to be working in. Yeah, that could work better. All right, so good idea, maybe not this show, as my theater director once said. Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to have to like own this because this is very distinctive of this thing, and if it doesn't have that, I feel like it can just be any old Sith fighter or something, so I think I'm going to try to make that work. Go down. I was watching another streamer last night, and she was working on a character from a video game, and it looked like she was doing some good work, but it was also like I was getting frustrated because there was parts where it looked like she was trying to get something to clip together, and it just wasn't. And I was like, oh, I know that feeling. That is a frustrating feeling. And then I can overlay this with some stuff on top, I think. So it won't be too obvious. One by one, clip. Is this the thick one? Yes. And the other thing is I've got to remember that I've got to bend these. So I've got to put them on a hinge somewhere. Glenn, I don't know if you were here for this, but this is the new drink that I'm trying tonight. This is just a shiner, prickly pear. This has been one of my go-to beverages for years. And then if I finish that in enough time, this is shotgun spiked seltzer, ranch water it's called. It's agave and lime. So basically it's like a spiked seltzer tequila shot with lime. And I guess ideally you'd drink it with some salt, but I haven't yet. It's pretty good. It's not bad. I think I would call it something other than ranch water, but again, I'm not the one in charge of that. So here's the question. Bar 3L. I think these are too long. Oh, maybe that's pretty good. Yeah, ranch is in a farming place, not ranch dressing. Oh, man. Gonna die. Kittenville, hey man, it's been a while. How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. We are making microfighters and drinking shiner and seltzer water. How are you this fine evening? Greg Garza joining in on Facebook. Thanks for coming by, man. So I'm having second thoughts about this. I think it's a little big, but I think the chunkiness will make it kind of endearing. Doc is doing another food challenge with pork rinds. Okay. You know, I never got into pork rinds. Like, I don't have any idea what that's about. Oh, I just had a great idea. Beth should be home any second. I think I just heard her. There she is.
Hi, this doesn't smell good.
I made breakfast tacos for myself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, instead of a... Oh, chocolate. Yeah. That's very sweet.
I'm just going to cut them in half.
All right.
And then we can fix a little bit of it.
All right, sounds great.
You want to eat now? Maybe we shouldn't eat while you shoot, I guess.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. Where's Kaylee?
She's in her crate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, I can't keep an eye on her if she ninja poops.
That's fair.
I can never remember this as one by one what this stupid thing is called. But this is going to be so much fun. Oh my god. Love it. Oops. Yeah, that's part of the problem with something like this size. Is that's a very cool idea, but this has to be like back in here like this. So maybe we'll lower that. I mean, maybe even farther. Could also cheat and make these a bit longer. Glenn says hi. What are these now? Oh, they're already 4. Can't really get any longer than that. I think we're getting into not Microfighter territory if we're using those. We'll see what happens.
Here you go, babe.
I got chocolate. Look at these lovely chocolates. I'm going to show them on this big screen.
I'm going to keep Kaylee in the crate for a second while I eat my chocolate.
Look at these lovely chocolates. So, do you mind people knowing where you work?
Oh, no, that's fine.
Beth works at now Hallmark. And, nope, Scene. And, so she occasionally brings home chocolates. And very, very cool. So, Kentonville, Doc Sampson is doing a food challenge, or is this another doc you know? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat all this, but
It's a lot.
Considering I did not do well with my dinner tonight.
I know, I should have just gotten 2, but I couldn't decide between 4.
When in doubt, always get more.
I'm going to have my headphones on, so I can talk to you.
Roger. Oh, put a picture of pork rinds on Insta. That's bleh. Yeah, I think that'll work. Now I just have to make sure these bend the right way. So I totally didn't see what that was. I picked an arbitrary number and then didn't see what it was. All right, this music's getting depressing now. All right, get a little lo-fi. All right, I think I can do one more of these and then I have to be done. Thank you, but no thank you. So good. So chocolatey. All right, so I'm appreciating this. Now I have to get something that covers that. Built back in here. So let's start building this back half. Now, I'm going to be able to do something cheating. I call it cheating because I just want to get something in here. Paula was on. Oh, she's not on here. Hey, Tartan Gecko. Thanks for the sparks, man. Coming in off Mixer. Really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. You, my friend, have the honor of... Those are my first sparks. So, thanks for that. Really appreciate it. Hiya. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Okay, so that goes there. And then this will leave us with, let's say, a 2x4 so we can build up some stuff in the back. And a follow. Super appreciate it, man. Man, person, dude, friend, internet entity. Oh, look at that. Look at that hot nonsense. That is Microfighter joy right there. Now, just have to figure out how to attach those. I'm guessing hinge plates. Well, maybe. Sorry. Eating on the stream, that's probably not great. Good TV. Yes, Glenn, would you like to come over and help eat chocolate and drink my beer? All right, Tartan, thanks. Appreciate it. We'll see you back in a little bit. All right, so hinge plate. I don't know if I want to do... I think I do want to do a click hinge because come on. I want it to be a fixed angle. So what I think I'm going to have to do is get these out of here for the time being. And all right. All right, kitten. Thanks for coming by. Hope the kids go to bed smoothly. Well, Glenn, you're always welcome to come over anytime you want. I realize that you are in... You're up north now, so I mean, that wouldn't be too bad. Let's do this. Let's do 6 here instead. Try not to make this too chunky. Hey, and we got a host. Tartan Gecko 4086 is all over it. Need more viewers like you in the world, man. You are doing, I don't like this phrase, but I think it's kind of appropriate, the Lord's work. I don't know why I don't like that. I'm not a very religious person, so. And 1,000 sparks. I think I just found a, either an angel investor or a sugar daddy / mama. Oh, you know what? There's plates like that. Yeah. I didn't need those. Now I just need the receptacles for them, which I think are only these. So I haven't put in a new, yeah, right, yeah. Could be a stalker. This is the most activity my channel's had ever. I haven't put in an order for any new parts yet. They haven't been out, hey Beth, they haven't been outside since about 7:30. Okay. Just letting you know. Like I was saying, the next parts, the parts that I want to get really are for the Razor Crest, and well, that's great, Tartan. Tartan is just, for those of you on Facebook who don't see it, they're just going around being nice, and I really appreciate that. It's nice to go around giving people bits and stuff from, you know, either Twitch or Mixer or whatever the currency within each of them are. And I think that's fantastic. I really appreciate it. One of these days, I may end up doing... I did a subscriber drive a long time ago to get to 100 subscribers so I could get... Oh, man, of course that's not going to work. So I could get... you can get listing that way. But also... it was nice to run, and I had like a little $20 set that I was like, okay, for, if you subscribe over the next little bit and put a comment in, we'll do a drawing, and we'll, for a thing. So I think when I get to the anniversary, the 1 year anniversary of the channel, I think I'll do another one. Not because I need to get 200 or anything, but it'd be nice to kind of, give back a little bit. And that's not going to run into him, is it? Show some appreciation for people. Nope, that looks good. It's a little high. Because that's not... It's hard to tell. Because it looks like this may be actually higher. Well, so what I could do is put these under, and just like that, it all works out. Oh, and then back here I can do... My goodness, what's happening?
I'm putting the data so you should make it out.
I see. Is that the right angle on that? Yeah. So I don't necessarily... Oh, I can fix that underneath here. With... What do I want to do under there? I might as well just make this a 2x4 plate. Try to get the minimum number of plates, but you want it to be stable. I found that after taking all my microfighters out of their little Ziploc baggies and putting them on display, that they aren't swooshable. A lot of them aren't swooshable. They're very fragile. They're very good show pieces, but they don't hold up. So, all right. So, honest opinion from the, I won't say peanut gallery, but now given that microfighters are fairly chunky and chubby and little chibi fighters, I'm thinking if I put a little bit of detail here, it'll break this up a little bit, because I just think this is too big. But, well, you know what I could do? This will make it nice. Yeah, that'll give it a nice little... In fact, that could go better down here. Yeah, not being swooshable is kind of a big thing for microfighters. Because there's 80 parts and they're all pretty packed in there, so it not being able to be kind of flown around like that is definitely a downer. But I will say that the ones I've designed are not terrible. One of them is kind of iffy, but there's a couple that I've kind of reverse engineered based off a photo, and those tend to be a little, because they're built to look good. They're not built to be handled really intensely, which again, it's kind of the whole point, but I get it. How high can I go on that? Let's find out. Let's just do a 2 brick. If I can get a tile in there. I'm gonna say no. Yeah. Didn't think I could. But I mean, that's really close. Alright, so before we get too far into it, here's the other thing I want to try to do, because this needs to be broken up a little bit, so I might do like, that'd make too much. Give it a little more visual aesthetic. What's in here that's dark gray? Oh, the helmet. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, these need to be dark blue gray. Because I don't care what the pilot is. I care what the model is. So, because the pilot you can come up with on your own. What's up, Justin? Thanks for stopping by, man. Good to see you. Alright, so now to cover this gap, let's just see how high up this goes. So that's a full brick. I would think about what to put over this, because I can probably put anything. Let's just do... for now. Nope. Alright, so we got... I can't tell if this is 3 engines or 2 engines. Looks like it's 3. Oh. And there's a bigger gun in the bottom? Yeah, look at that. Man, cannon and... Oh, engine. Oh. 4. Interesting. Wow, I'm glad I saw this. That's going to be fun. Well, the obvious thing to do is do Technic bricks with... Then I got to figure out... Oops. Yeah, and there's an astromech. Huh. Maybe I'll put that in, like, back here, put a little... See, because there... I don't think there's any... Excuse me for the... Ooh. Oh, that bubbles up really quickly. I don't think there's any other microfighters that have astromechs in it. I didn't think it did. So I don't want to put one in here, but maybe I'll put like a 1x1 round tile somewhere up here to give it that. So we can put these back here. That could actually be longer. Or they could go under here. Ooh, oh, does that fit snugly? What? Accidental awesomeness. Please work, please work. Yes. Oh my goodness, that's fantastic. Now, my problem is, well, they're not exactly lined up great. Because my guess is they're going to be in a diamond. Should look like that. Actually, it looks like no, I'm gonna make that work. Jupiter. One by one, jump. What do you mean there's no... Oh, one by... Okay. Alright, so that's the shape I want. I don't know how many times I've typed a 1x1 jumper. And then just sat there and looked at myself like, what are you doing? Yeah, and the sad thing is I'm not even. I'm just here. Right. These stupid things need to be blue. This week's been a really rough week in general. So maybe overextended, but it's not really. It's just more. That looks gross. All right, well, I like that, but let's get rid of this. It's just stuff. It's just life. Don't need any of that. That's great, but let's do the brackets. What's up, Chris? Chris Pear's joining us on Facebook. So Chris asks in Facebook how I stream to multiple places at once. I am using Restream. Restream gives you the opportunity to go to Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and Facebook. They do not yet support Instagram Live. Nah, I don't like that. Sticks out too far. I'm gonna have to revisit these engines tomorrow or something. Yeah, so if you do restreaming, you can just set it up to where instead of going into OBS and putting your YouTube key into OBS, your stream key, you just put it into Restream, and then you set up all these instances of the other outlets that you want to stream to, and it basically just pushes out that instance, or it injects it into all those sites that you have. Ideally, I'd like it if it did. I mean, and it does more services than that. It does probably 20 or 30 of them, but some of them are kind of small, and I've never heard of them. So, I mean, it'll go to other formats as well. But the big four: Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, and YouTube. And it's got a pretty good interface. It's pretty straightforward. And you get a chat with it, and you can get a relay which will push the Facebook chat into YouTube or something. And I also think I've locked up on Facebook, speaking of. Quick, gotta mute it. Quick, gotta mute it. So, so yeah, it's a very useful tool. Like that, Glenn? Oh, to build Lego. Yeah, it's called Studio or stud.io. It's a software offered by Bricklink. And just so you know, if you weren't aware, but Lego has entered into an agreement or has purchased or has partnered with Bricklink. So moving forward, and nobody knows what this is going to mean for Bricklink, and nobody knows, especially me. I don't know what it's going to mean for Stud.io. I really enjoy this program, and it's got a lot. I've got a lot of use out of it, but I don't exactly know what it's going to mean for this. Lego did have its own CAD program. It had LDD, but it stopped being supported years and years ago. So you could still launch it, but the parts list or the catalog wasn't updated, and it stopped working with certain firewall components, and it stopped working with certain instances of Windows 10 or something like that. So I'm wondering. Cool, thanks. Yeah, you can move. You can go to all four, and I can get views on all four. So we don't know what it's going to mean for Studio. I'm hoping that it doesn't mean anything for it, and that they just continue to support it, because I think it's a great program. It's very easy to use. It's very easy to the learning curve isn't very high, but it's granular enough to where, I mean, like I was rendering. The rendering is very, very good, and it doesn't take very long, depending on the machine, I guess. You can build instructions out of your set, and I've just started going through all my instructions for all my little sets and adding nice splash pages, so it's got my socials on it and a nice image and kind of what it looks like once it's built, and a little logo. So I mean it's very helpful. They just added a new thing called Connect, and I don't know. So there's been parts where it's snapping around like this, and you can't really get it to connect properly. So what you can do is you can tell it, like I want it to connect this stud to that stud, but it's so hard to kind of pop it around and not in this instance obviously, but if you do connect and click on it, you can say that stud, and then you can click over here and say that location, and we'll do that. So it's very cool, and I really wish that I would have had that when I was doing the Capitol building, because I was doing so much work underneath like eaves and roofing and stuff like that, where it was constantly trying to snap back and forth between the ground and the higher up parts of the building. It was so frustrating. I wasted a good amount of time. So, okay, so this is the fighter that it's based off of. So this is what I'm working with. I really wish they wouldn't do that. I think, honestly, that it is a little too chunky. Open image, new tab. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. That's not even a very good image. Yeah, so I think it's a little too meaty in the wings and probably not big enough around here. But I'm also realizing that it's... oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking that the wings need to come forward more, but I really liked the way this looked. So I'm just trying to think if I can make this come out farther. Yeah, so I may redo this. Like if this was, instead of this, it was 2x4. So let's take this whole thing off and see what... Oops. See if we can rework this. So this was a little farther up. See, and that's the problem, is now I can't... I have to put it together under here, maybe. I don't know if it'll put together. So here's an instance where we can use this. Let's see if I can get in tight enough here to use this. Or not. Maybe I'll just move it into place and just be done with it. I don't suppose that squeaking could stop. Guess not. All right. That was give us a little more room. Oh, did that wrong. No. This is gonna get really weird. Nope. Well, that should work. I think this probably needs to go. What if you just hired a Lego pro, pay him or her to create it for you, and you could sit on your couch? Yeah, that'd be the dream. That would be the dream. There we go. Oh, you know what? I could still even get it further up in there. So this needs to be. Yeah, it could be like Jim Davis with Garfield. Be like, hey man, why don't I pay you? Oh, that looks so much better. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Now I can pull in this back end a little bit. It's going to be really squishy. So the funny part is most microfighters are about Magic Bench 64402. Hi, how are you? Thanks for coming by on Mixer. Am I ending the stream in about 20 minutes? Got a good 20 minutes left. Or now, or 40 minutes. I just had a breakthrough thanks to my friend Chris. If I can remember exactly how I did this. I need to set this as the origin. This is swinging all over the place. That's so much better. Okay. We're just building, if you're just joining us, Magic Bench. We're building this Hapan Miy'til starfighter from Star Wars. This is part of the Hapan Consortium, or Hapan. I don't think anyone's ever said it out loud. And so I'm doing this as a microfighter. So, and I just had a breakthrough with the wings, and I'm very happy about that. So get rid of that. We can move this forward. And we can get another one of those. How are you doing, Magic Bench? What brings you by? That needs to go. Yeah. Are you a Lego person or just a mixer person, or what's your deal? Now I can make nicer set of engines back here. Don't care about that. Don't have to worry about that being so long. Oh, no, that's right. Okay. I saw my face for a second on the chat screen over here, and I freaked out for a second thinking that's all people were saying. It's like, yeah, we don't see what you're working on in there, but yeah, fantastic. So now I realize that these could stick out a little longer. I just might do that. I almost feel like this is too big, but let's see what it looks like. It might be fine. I might just be wearing for nothing. So let's get rid of these. Put these in there. So, all right, does that look better? How's that look? Más better, más worse, más mal. I don't speak Spanish. Très mal. Very bad, very good. Très bon. I almost wonder if I can do this. Does this come in? Nope, didn't think it does. All right. Yeah, that feels a little more in line with that. Maybe I think honestly that looks better. And I'm okay leaving the wing like that. I feel like I'm moving this in the music or something. Then I gotta shore this up because that's gonna be unscoopable. So, is there anything that goes in there? Nope. Oh, I deleted the hinges. Whoops, that's wrong. Apply to hinge clip. Cap lock. I cannot wait till I get a set of headphones again, so I don't have to have the music externally. I can listen to it. I have an idea. It's a 2x4 plate. Let's do... So, Chris, if you're still with us, to answer your question, why don't I just pay somebody to do this and I just sit on my couch? I could be sitting on my couch right now, but the point is, I like doing this. And I know you like doing your video. Aww. I know you like doing your videos. I know you like doing your comics and your art. That's the same reason I do it, you know, same reason any of us do it. Ira Goodman. Hi, Ira. Thanks for joining us. So back to the engines. Oh, now I can do something fun with this thing. Actually, I probably don't want it to be too fun. I think that's just good. Right, as it is. This sounds really familiar. There's a group that I listen to called Lukash. That does a lot of chiptune stuff. He's got 4, 5, 6 albums out or something like that, and they're all very good. And it just reminds me of that. Yeah, the only problem with the T-shaped bracket is it's the other way. I do have a lot of these, though. I just bought these. This was a lug bulk. It also adds a plate here, and I'm not really sure about that. But it's about the level that I want. Oh, that's a pretty good image of it. I wish some of these were bigger, like I can't see. Oh man, I love seeing me some fan Star Wars ships. It's kind of my favorite thing. Yeah, it's just so hard to tell where those engines line up. Like I think they're lower, so this would be okay. Hi, Solar Moon Splash. This program is called Stud.io or Studio, Stud.io. It's a program, I guess it's not really a CAD program, but it's a Lego tool provided by Bricklink. So the site Bricklink, where you buy and sell Lego, third-party market kind of stuff. This is the building tool they offer. It's been out a few years, and it's very easy to learn. And it's very intuitive and fun, and I have done a lot of work with it. Glenn Copeland joined again. Welcome back, Glenn. Yeah, and it's the best part is it's free. That's not the best part. The best part is it allows you to do stuff like this. Its catalog is fairly good in terms of parts. It does not have a lot of minifigure parts. Like there's no Clone Wars stuff at all in this. There's no clone helmets, clone trooper torsos. There's very few Jedi heads, that kind of thing. Anything that's kind of a one-off, it's not in here. Well, Glenn, I would agree that this is a good place for that, but I just don't know how to get that pattern back on here. Because those are going to be 2 rounds. It's going to be this size for engines. Joined inadvertently on my phone. Coming in on Twitch, Solar Moon, thanks. I don't think I've had many people come in and comment on Twitch yet. I get some Mixer and YouTube and Facebook, but nobody on Twitch, so I appreciate that. Thanks for coming by. We got about 10 more minutes of the stream, and then I'm going to call it because I still need to do some real-world stuff like change litter boxes and blah, blah, blah. 3x3 shaped plate. Oh, X-shaped plate. Yeah, this thing. Maybe I have to join it by that one stud. So that's not bad. That's going to be really loose. I can already tell. The other one plus the other one plus X shape. I don't know which one you're talking about. 3x3 plates. Plus X shape. Oh. But still, you need to attach this somehow. So you could put this here, and then you'd still need to attach that. And that's off-centered, so you'd have to get jumper plates of some kind. And I don't know if you can do... that, and then you put some tiles in there. It's actually not terrible. Look at you, Glenn, with the big brain. So I do like this because it's got... What did I do? Oh, it's got the right shape of the engines. Yeah, you know, that's not too bad. I don't like it having this big honking plate out here, though. There's got to be a more elegant way to do that. I did like just having the 3x2. Which channel has the least delay? Honestly, it might be YouTube. I don't know. YouTube might have the least delay, but I don't think it does. I'm not really sure. I know Facebook's delay is pretty bad. And then I could build up on this. It'd be a little awkward, but I could do some stuff for the top. There we go. Like put some stuff up here. That's like some good one-off. Like if we did a 1x1 with a stud. Oh, of course. Bracket, I guess. Get used to these 1x1 brackets. Hmm. One by. I don't suppose I can cram one of these in here, could I? Oh. Man. Doesn't need to be really out here, does that? No, it doesn't. Isn't there a 1x3 tile with a stud in the middle of it? I guess not. There is a 2x2 tile with studs. And then I can do all kinds of fun stuff in here. Kind of an awkward gap there, but you know, whatever. Let's greeble this a little bit. Let's put some. Come on. What? Doesn't seem to sit on there like that. Oh, bummer. Oh, we can just do one of these. And slide it ever so gently. There we go. You know, it'd be nice is if they had 1x1 grill bricks. Hey, Bethany Brazel has joined on Facebook with 2 minutes to go in the stream. Hi, Beth. Hi. Yeah, we're just about done here. And these can all be different colors. And then, of course, the ubiquitous 1x1 round plates in, let's see, it's the Hapan Consortium, so let's make these yellow. Because I don't know what color thrusters they got. So let's make all these trans yellow. Nope. And because we haven't all night, let's go ahead and save this. Because Jesus saves. Alright, so I think we're going to call it a night with this. It's, I'm going to say, mostly done. Thanks for the help. I'm going to finish up the bottom. I'm going to clean this up. Maybe add some of those under the reverse or the inverted 2x2 slopes, curve slopes to kind of tie these together so it's nice and not loose. Maybe put a couple of things right here, boat bottoms or something like that to kind of hold those together. I'm pretty pleased with it. This is what we're going for here, and this is what we came up with. Again, this is a Microfighter, so we're coming in at 56 pieces. That's, you know, we add a couple shoring up parts here and there. We're maxing out at 65 pieces. I think this is a great little Microfighter, so very happy about it. Thanks again for stopping by. I appreciate everybody coming and saying hello and putting up with some weird music and some beers and some Lego, and hopefully I'll get some more parts ordered so we can do something, or maybe I'll just buy a set to work on Sunday, or yeah, we'll do that, because then I think Thursday night, a week from tonight, I'll build a rig to put up my camera so I can, or my webcam, so I can stream next week. If you're coming in on Twitch or Mixer, thanks again. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe or follow. I'd really appreciate that, or any sparks or embers or whatever they do. I'm also going to start working on maybe some, like an overlay, so there's some animations going on. Some pictures of some builds that I've done, subscriber notifications, that kind of thing. So trying to make it a little more visually interesting, not just looking at this all day. But again,